Hi friends. Okay, I'm here to talk about the wraps again. I'm going to demonstrate some of the stuff that I've gotten, but I'm going to do it on one by ones, but really it can go to the pylons, it can go to the flats, it can go to the platforms. You can wrap anything. This is just my experimentation, so I'm going to tell you what I ended up coming up with. Okay, so I painted it. First of all, I wanted to know how does it paint, and this is what this canvas was for in the beginning, was a painter's canvas. It's got kind of a rubber back. It's really pretty solid, but the front is more like a linen, a cotton linen. So what I did was I just got some acrylic paint. I got some dipped it in some water, some paint. I did not take any time whatsoever. And then I brushed over and did a few little stencils, but you can easily just paint with it and I think make some very pretty things, okay? I want you to see that when it did, it kind of soaked through to the back. So, I mean, the water will kind of do that to it, but just wanted to let you know. Okay, then I went ahead and I thought, okay, what does it do with fabric and how easily does this happen? So let me tell you what I did. To put any fabric on, what I did was I put the piece of material, here's one that's blank, okay, and I put it right side up. I would put a screw here and here and here and here, and just to keep it flat. And then I got a little roller brush that had wood glue in it, and I just rolled it to where everything was very consistent. I got my piece of material, and I very carefully then laid it over the place. Now, if you have a big piece of material, please use two people because I messed up on some. So anyway, and then I just went like this out. Okay. And so then the material, the things glued to this very, very beautifully. But there's some things that happened that I thought were kind of cool. Okay, this stuff, which is like, I don't know, that very thin, sparkly, I got it at Hobby Lobby. But anyway, I just thought it was pretty material, and I thought, okay, I want to see what it does on here. Well, when it went on, because it's so thin, it got some air pockets in it, and so it textured really nicely, I thought. And so I loved what it did. I went ahead and just experimented. Okay, what if I wanted to do some, pattern or something like that? So I put that on there. But so when you wrap it, it gives a really cool texture. Now, I haven't even experimented with painting over that or anything. This is just the material on the white canvas. So anyway, that's the look. I went ahead, and if you look back here, I loved it so much that I went ahead and did a pylon wrap with it. And so that's what that turned out to be. It's really nice. I think it would be really nice to be painted too. Okay, then I started experimenting with contact paper, just some stuff. Okay, that's very cheap. You get it at Walmart, very easy. Okay. So that wraps very easily also. Then I got, this is like that lame. It's very pretty, and it was a shock whenever I got it on the wrap to see what it did, because what this did was it created kind of a tin metal look, which is right. Kind of cool, very industrial, or very, I think that if you worked with distressing it and causing rust and stuff like that, I think it could be very pretty. But anyway, just begun to experiment with that. I thought that was cool. This is some shelf paper from Walmart. You may not even need a wrap for this, like on the one by ones. You may could do it with this, without. You might could figure out how to do that because it's pretty stiff. But when this wraps, it looks like granite. It's pretty. And it's very easy. I made some platform wraps that for my 4x4s, they worked really well. If you do a pylon, you're gonna have to piece it because there's nothing wide enough, but I think it would piece. You're gonna have to put hot glue in the seams though, I think. But anyway, Here's just a piece of material I had lying around. Okay, so that's a very easy something.
It's upside down.
Oh, was it upside down? Oh, well. Okay, burlap. I have not begun to add texture and shape. You can do a lot with this, I think, as that is your backdrop. According to Luis, if my understanding is correct, then anything you put on these wraps will count as just the fabric allotment on the back. So I think it's gonna open up a lot of possibilities. I put moss on this. This was pretty cool. If I had it to do over again, I would paint the wrap underneath to where it's either brown or green so that when it starts to come off, you can't tell it. But some of that is just the dirt, the real sod, and it glued. I put the wood glue and it did just fine. It sheds everywhere. So everywhere I go, it's like I've got these little particles that I have to pick up. So if you decide to do that, be aware. Then I started experimenting. I wanted texture. This is just plain old caulk, the latex caulk. It was very laborious and it's heavy. It didn't work well for me. I did not like it, and the results are okay. But anyway, you could do some decorations with caulk or something, but to do it like I did here, I don't think that I would do that. Okay, so I started working with paper. And all I did was I put my wood glue down. I tore just my little paper. I don't have it here, but anyway, all it is that painter's brown paper, the very thin stuff. I tore the straight edges off of it, crinkled it, put it on there, overlapped it. This one is just the paper, and then I went back over it with a little bit of paint. I'm not very going for finesse right now. I'm just wanting to know what is going to be easy to do. Here's some paper that I tried to build up a little bit, which was kind of cool. Okay, go to this side, right there. Because then I added some oh, it's upside down, hold on. And this has been laying there for a while, so you can kind of see it. Okay, it's kind of flat. But it can give you an idea of what you can do. You can add to it, build up, and it doesn't have to be paper. You can do it with anything. But that's just what I had in my hands, so that's what I used. But as I started working with paper, this was the coolest thing ever. Okay, what I did here was I put my wood glue. Okay, and I tore the straight edges off my paper, I crumpled it, I made these rocks and everything. But as you know, paper has all of these cracks and crevices. Then, the coolest thing ever, I remembered this paint or primer with a putty in it. It's at Home Depot. I think it's about $19. And anyway, this becomes, it fills in all the cracks. I wish you could feel this because it feels sturdy. It no longer feels like paper. And so this gives the look of the texture of a rock. But it's not just rocks you could do. Anything, any shape with paper. And I think if you came over it with this 1, 2, 3 primer, I think you could get something that would be really cool. Okay. Now, but the coolest thing ever was I kept telling my husband we've got to be able to do texture because a flat piece of material does not read well to me from a stage. You've got to be able to recreate what would be on a wall or the outside of a brick form or something. So anyway, I'm like, I need a texture, I need something. And we looked and looked to find something that wouldn't crack, get hard, flake off and everything. And then in our shop, we have some exposed air conditioner ducts, and my husband called me over and he's like, hey, look at this. So there is a product, you cannot get it online, I don't think they'll sell it to you. You can go to air conditioner places. This is called Hardcast. It's an air conditioner duct sealant. Be very, very, very careful with it. Wear gloves, ventilation, maybe a mask or whatever. Do not let the kids use it. but it is beautiful when you put it on the, it creates the same look as a textured wall, and I've only begun to start to use it. Okay, this is the first one that I did, okay? And this I just put a little bit of paint on it and 2 or 3 colors. I don't even know what I did. But if you can see the texture, this one's a little thicker than what I did on this next one. But it was very pretty. I was excited to the max. The next one I did is that I came over and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna put it on as thick. So, I've got this in the way. That's not wrapping. Anyway, this one, I just painted it with some paint that I had around here. Added a little bit of gold. I can't remember what I did. Can't remember. But anyway, it gives kind of a leather look. I like it a lot. It gives you some stuff to work with so that you can come back with your paint and give you some really pretty looks, okay? Now, then I went in and I kind of put it pretty thick here, and then I just troweled it off with one of those deals that you get, you know, that you use with. So that's just a look. I have only begun to use this. When I did a little cap, I did this, and I did it in the same way I did this one, but when I was smoothing it out up here and on the, it feels like icing when it's going on, and I think you could put it through cake icing decorating stuff and work with it. So I think it could be really, really fun to do. Okay, so basically what I'm saying is that I'm at the front end of experimenting with what you do with your wraps and what works and what doesn't work. As I get more information, as I play with it a little bit more, I'll put videos on here. And then as you guys start getting stuff that's really cool ideas, if you can send me some videos, I'll go ahead and put it on this little blog here where we can all have access to things that we can do. Anyway, hope you guys have a great day. I hope your creative juices are flowing because mine are going wild. I think this is going to change the face of everything we do in the sets in UIL. Y'all have a great day.